Uh-oh.
Okay, go ahead.
And where is Tarm when this is happening, I wonder?
So after the bidding,
The
we're
trial's
like
coming.
we're walking out of the like hollow tank area, and I assume Tarm is like off, freaking out about having to do this mission with one mech.
Probably. He's already queuing
Um,
up a simulator.
we see Star Commander Zander walking down a hallway, and like the
Steepling fingers.
uh, Star Commander Amos steps into the doorway behind him, and he says, "Star Commander,
Star Commander.
I call for a circle of equals."
The terms. Do I get? I
Oh,
can't remember what is it. I pick augmented or
So
unaugmented
he is
next.
the challenger. He must state what his objective is. If
ah,
he's just calling for a circle of equals,
yeah, basically. So, uh, your unorthodox bidding strategies are unclan-like behavior, and I feel like you must be beaten for them.
okay. As the challenged, you may choose several of the following things. You can refuse the challenge if you intend to issue an immediate counter challenge that expands the scope of what's happening here. It sounds like the scope is really narrow. He's not
Yeah.
even saying I'm doing this to make you stop doing it in the future. It's just I want to beat your ass. So
That's
that's
what
a
it sounds
Yeah.
very
like.
narrow
You're a little
challenge.
bitch.
Your other
I feel like I need to
options,
slap you for the shit you just said in there. That's what that sounded like.
your other options beyond that very narrow counter challenge expansion are you can decline the challenge at a loss of one honor and then be open to a trial of grievance. That's pretty much it. Those two.
No, I think I'm open to accepting. I'm just wondering in what augmented.
It's
Do I pick
your
that?
choice. The
It's your choice for
challenge
augmented or
selects whether it
unarmored.
is armored or unarmored. So this is, do you fight on the table with combat units or do you play Texas Hold'em with me as the dealer to represent unarmored combat? Yes, I
Given
know it's supposed to be unaugmented, Spoon. Meh, 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 meh,
given
I'm a pup.
I'm
I'm a Muppet. Meh, 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 meh.
I'm wondering would Xander would he try to create like another mini bid now on what mechs we do use, or would he just jump right to
I mean,
unaugmented?
would be another round of bidding between starting with Spoon bidding on the offense, what he believes would be necessary to beat your ass.
If you go armored.
Yeah,
Yes,
he's got that goddamn direwolf.
it would be dishonorable of him to bid more than your Star Force, wouldn't it? Unless
I, yeah,
honor wasn't part of his objective and
yeah,
he
that
just wanted to
doesn't fit.
thoroughly punish
I
you.
think because uh because you said beaten, I think we're gonna go unarmored.
Okay, we will carve out a time for us to play some Texas Hold'em poker. I guess I better brush up on my rules. I've been poisoned by Balatro, unfortunately, so I
That
may be in
weird.
some deep shit.
uh,
Omar,
well,
reaction to what just happened? The totally
uh,
wild.
I mean, honestly, the trial between the player characters was going to happen at some point, and Spoon pulling this one out. Like, I briefly considered pulling one out for some sort of, for lack of a better phrasing to use, lack of ability demonstrated in the previous match because Dynamis rolled some shitty rolls like consecutively.
Couldn't hit a goddamn building,
Yeah,
a
exactly.
stationary
But also,
fucking
but
building.
I felt like at the time, my character might have, but I as a player, I wasn't going to do that to Dynamis because we all take shitty rolls from time to time.
Yeah. And
Um,
so my purpose of doing this is this is a basically cost and guilt-free way to get it to like break us into a trial
Yeah,
where it's not for anything. It's like it doesn't really matter,
you're just in the rules, is
except
what it
for
is.
except for pride.
Yeah.
And
And there's
and
no
Well,
and and
honor
if I and
involved
if
either
I
because they're
win,
both
my character
crusaders.
beating the shit out of your
technically, the
character.
winner can declare the other player Isorla, but we've agreed to not do that to
yeah.
each
Yeah,
other.
and this is not what I think Dynamis is picking up what I'm putting down here. This is just a
It's just beef, man. It's just
yeah,
beef.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I think when I first said what are the terms, I was gonna say how many resources each shall we wager?
30 US
Especially
dollars
right
in the form of virtual
before
currency.
Sure. Yeah.
right before the diamond
This is
shark.
sea fox behavior,
yes.
gentlemen. Not even
Um,
diamond shark. We're going all the
Bim,
way back to the original.
Bimmy
Vimy.
Diamond Shark.
You mean
The other thing
Vimy
I was gonna
Diamond
say
Shark?
too. The other thing I was gonna say is AP. We could, if you're amenable, we could do our fight tomorrow during Imperial Maledictum, since I
Yes.
believe James is out.
That's fine.
Invite these two, and if they're available and time permitting, we could do their trial afterwards before
That
whatever.
works for me. If you guys are available after 7 p.m. tomorrow.
I should be.
I mean,
make it
Amos
8,
is
and then
checking with his
yes.
wife.
Well,
So,
yeah.
have
So
bedtime tomorrow.
my match will
Done.
start at 7, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm assuming,
Yes.
and then your guys' trial would follow. I'm also assuming immediately afterwards in the same recording.
Works for me.
Sure.
Yeah. So
I mean,
Oh, you can't
I'll,
make it until
I'll show up
8.
late.
Yeah,
I'll show up
say,
late.
as-
What I'm hearing,
I'm-
audience, is that you're getting a bonus episode. I need to
And
put an
with any luck,
editing thing in there with like
I mean, and the worst thing that'll happen is 20 minutes in, Tarm gets shot out of his mech, and then we'll have
Then
to
we
have
have to
some filler
wait
until
40 minutes
Yeah,
for
you have to
Dudamus to
fill-
show up while
fill
I'm just shuffling cards.
Let's imagine you did live. What would your next move have been?
That was the simulator round. Now it's time for the real mission.
If you could call down, what would you have called down?
What,
A
my
miss-
Well, he
last
would have
hit
called
would've
out a
been
mislinks,
mislinks.
apparently, so.
That would change everything.
Yeah, I mean, hey, a couple of extra points on the table may make the difference. You never know.
What's incredible is that this mission had a unique call system where, like, your mechs would have arrived in order,
Yes.
and you completely ignored that by forcing everyone to bid down to one fucking mech.
I had my initial plan was something like the Timberwolf would drop first, assuming I was able to drop with a star. Timberwolf would drop first, and then the other two with elementals attached, when whatever the timeline would have been, while he holds off the Hellbringer and tries to draw him away from the drop area, and then the mislinks and the elementals would have head off to that building, drop the elementals off, and then go find the rest of the shit all over the table to figure out what's going on with them.
Okay.
I mean, that was the plan, assuming I had the full start.
That
and I had
was
to
the plan.
constantly modify the plan based on what I had available. Now, fuck that building. Go kill that Hellbringer. Go secure whatever the primary objective is. Try not to get killed by an LRM carrier or an SRM carrier.